Hello, beautiful souls, friends around the world. I hope you're doing as well as possible in those massive times of really rapid change. And of course, for those I didn't see or heard the past few days, all of you, of course, magical, blessed, fulfilled 2024. Here we are now. So this consciousness stream was calling me in this morning. I was meditating pretty long because there were some topics showing up for myself as well. And what was coming through and really is calling to share and talk a little bit about that, because it's not always comfortable when there are particular topics. Is the topic of truth versus deceit. Now, where to start? It is really a time where we are, of course, very fast shifting with consciousness, and this is also then causing that our perception is shifting. And when perception is shifting, we're going to start to basically see, recognize what is truly the truth. And sometimes it's not always just a really comfortable thing to find out the truth, because we all are just used to live a life where it would be just everything so happy and nice and smooth and easy, and maybe even with pink glasses. But this world carries many different imprints, many different programs on so many levels. And that's it. That's the awakening. We're going to awaken to the truth. That's what we've all been seeking for, right? But now, to get a little bit more personal about your own truth and your own discernment towards truth. Because what is now really called, and nobody of us is excluded, is to really tap into the only measurement you're going to have for finding out the real truth. And this is going to be your heart and nothing else. And that's why we are all pretty much challenged right now. Of course, past month, weeks, but we're going to be more challenged towards coming towards the future, because, as mentioned, we are uncovering the truth. And again, the truth is not always just comfortable, right? And our own truth also needs discernment by our own self, because when we are discovering the truth, again, we will also discover where we deceived ourselves, where we blinded ourselves, where we pushed away the truth and said, okay, it's surely okay, I don't believe it, or whatever. But like that, we are not really cleaning up, we are not bringing divine order into a new, beautiful, new earth embodiment state. And also what I want to state, we will not get there 100% embodied if we are still carrying and buying into deceit. And deceit has many forms and colors, because it starts even with our own doubts. When we have doubts, we of course then create fear. When we have this fear, when we have this doubts, this is every time the moment we are not trusting the divine. We are not following and trusting divine order. We are not in higher consciousness. We are not in love. Every time we have those doubts, those fears, this kind of, okay, what if it's not true? What if? Because we're still then operating from a system, from a mindset system, from emotional system, which is still suggesting us that there is something out there which will deceive us. What do you think then? Are we creating outside then joy and happiness and something which can we be all one inside, or are we like that actually cultivating, still cultivating, that we will for sure experience deceit? It has all still, and it will always has to do with our own self. And this is, beloved ones, why I really felt I have to come now online. It's raining, it's cold, but I really wanted to get out, because I myself even having or had experiences in the past where I was really completely openly trusting, I don't know, best friend, etc., telling them all sorts of things which were my inner sacred things and seeds I planted, and I really took care of them. And then I was deceived by them, backstabbed, they used it, they shared it around, or even lied to others regarding what the truth was, what I was sharing and saying. And I know it's not a topic now for everyone, but I really am here fearless sharing about it, because it will still hit quite a few on that path to complete ascension. Because what is happening is, more we are now rising, more as well the parts of us which are connected still with the ego will not allow just freely that we fast passing through all the challenges, through all the clouds, through all the different versions of deceits, because for so long time this world was and is existing by all that. That's a program. Like I mentioned before, it's a program of basically parasitic existence. Everyone feeds from everyone. Everyone wants and needs something from everyone, right? So they will do then anything and everything to get it, to get there, to be in that position and so on. And now imagine that we are now those dismantling that. Of course, it's not an easy task. Nobody says that. But what is now more important is, and I feel that really strongly, is don't lean too fast now into that blindness that you're now super awoke and everything is now perfect and I'm already in the new earth side. Yes, the consciousness is here, but we will be more and more challenged to dismantle now big things in our life. Not anymore how should I talk to my, I don't know, to my spouse, and should I tell him the truth or not. These are still little things still, right? But we are getting into the bigger field now to dismantle everything where was control regarding and through the ego, and not really based through the heart, where is actually the oneness, and where is as well the place where everyone has the space there, right? And not only the chosen ones and a few ones and so on. So what we need to be now careful, and I'm not saying that by fear frequency, but I'm saying it by awoken state, because more we awake, more we see, more we recognize. So what I'm suggesting you, rather, if you wish, it's still your path, is that you basically start to become much more discerned. Firstly, are you still listening to the truth, whoever is talking to you? And this can be not only now, I'm not talking about TV or kind of reading things, but even your family and friends, or are you starting now to more rely on your inner truth, your inner source? And why I'm saying this? Because beautiful, beautiful souls, we are actually leaving by frequency many of our families around us in a different frequency behind us, right? So when I say we're leaving them behind, as you're rising up, we don't now not love them anymore or not like them anymore. Maybe some of you choose like that, but still to say we switched frequency. When we switch frequency, even those who are the closest to us, if they didn't do that, yeah, that they're still there, let's say in the 3D world, whatever you're telling them, they will only be able to suggest you, to support you from their level of frequency. So this means if they are, let's say now, still in the 3D, and they experience their having a broken heart, don't trust anyone, being frustrated, being angry, all this, then they're speaking and suggesting you from this position of consciousness. It can be even your best friend, even, I don't know, someone you grew up. It doesn't matter, beautiful souls. It's really now time that actually, and it sounds very straightforward, that you only start to trust your own truth and then really take care of it. So you will still be able to listen what others are telling you, sharing you, but that you get not affected by their suggestions, because then you're open for deceit, open for doubts, because you are from your beautiful frequency stepping down to their truth. And again, we are not here to point fingers and say they are now the terrible ones in the lower frequency. No, we all been there. But as we are rising, we cannot anymore share or ask for support by those who didn't rise. And that's my main message for today, because they're just less equipped, less in a healthy state, less aligned. And that's why they will be only able to, in a way, I will be straightforward with this life today, gossip around, still say, yeah, this one did this to this neighbor, and so on. When you are in these kind of groups, and they are all basically even gossiping around, know that this is poison for consciousness. It is poison for consciousness, because if we are going in our hearts, there is only love in every person on this planet, in every. So this means that we are actually as well taking then the knives and doing the same. If you're in these groups, bring consciousness into these groups, and it doesn't matter if they're going to listen or not, but if you are already surrounded by such people, then just, spread rather peace or love, because this is how we are building the new reality, right? And that's as well why I really feel that it's so important to not create and cultivate those mind chatters, because this is then feeding, cultivating still doubt and fear, okay? And that's exactly what is now all about, and it will still be. And I will now really put my hand into divine fire and say it will be through the whole year 2024. Why? Because it's calling to really now get strong in your awakening, so that not one single word from any best friend, from any partner, any of their actions influences that you are then falling out of, you not then trusting that there is still divine order, that there is still peace, that you're still on your path, that you still trust in love, that nothing and no one can take this from you. That's our growth, that's the mastery. So it's not only now that we say it's 2024, we are now all in higher consciousness, or we are opening for new earth oneness consciousness and embodying that. Of course, we opened, the gate is open, we are plugged in, some more, some less. But now, of course, as I mentioned before, it's about the work to stabilize it, and anything and everything is a training before you really get settled in it. It is even when you, I don't know, drive a car, right? In the beginning you will be still a little bit, oh no, can you tell me, should I brake or should I go left or right? And you're still kind of course, because you don't know, relying what will now this teacher tell you and so on, okay? But then when you really drive, you drive with complete trust. You don't even think anymore, is it green light or is it red? Can I stop or not? Because there are no doubts around that. And it's as well now where we are right now in our ascension path. And I really clearly get this message this morning, that there quite some, let's call it, deceit happening. And it's not something new. Again, I want to say it's because it's more and more unfolding the truth. And this deceit, beautiful ones, it starts again within us. Do I still want to basically cultivate and believe in those seeds within me that once upon a time I was deceived? And that's why probably if my parents told me, don't go now to Ireland because it's a place you will not grow and you will not have any job and so on. Now I can trust them and stay forever at home, or I not trusting what this mind chatters, because it's their fear. If I close my eyes, they don't even exist, but it's their fear feeding still my doubts. So work with your own doubts, with your own deceit within, where you still have the fear that someone will do something towards you. It's really about our own clear discernment. What am I feeding? What is my reality I'm choosing, and what is not anymore a part of my new ascendant pathway I'm on now? Okay? And I want to still share the story, because I think there are pretty some watching now or later with the same topic, that how many of you felt the story, or like can compare with the story we all, or many of us know from the Bible now, with Yeshua, when actually he was sitting and really still, having food and maybe even laughter, or sharing beautiful wisdom all together, and then from his dearest being basically deceived, treason happened through Judas. And this feeling that you can't almost believe, how could this someone do who is so close to you, and then actually eyes, for example, right? But that we truly are not feeding into that, because they are doing that to us. Because when we do, then we actually fall again into this victim state, that they are actually the bad guys and attacking us, that they are the ones carrying this darkness and so on. They are only showing us what is still existing on this world. But the moment you will now trust that they now succeeded to put this wedge, or to spread the lies, and now everything is against you because everyone knows now information which is not true. The moment you give that energetic support, that this is now more strong than your divine order within you, the moment you gave away your power. And that's the moment you will feel then like that you've been deceived, that you will feel then that you've been actually mistreated, and it's like unfair. That's the word I was looking for, that we all experience unfairness, right? But now again, go into your source and ask yourself, is it true? Is it true that source and all what is happening is able to be unfair? Or is everything just there to be explored, to be recognized, to find the real truth, and then to change it and walk your path of your own truth? And that's exactly what now as well, I'm not now here just Christian, but just say what happened as well with Yeshua. He basically, of course, he was very high in his consciousness, but he stayed the master in his mastery and didn't allow to be affected, even knowing it was lies spread about him. Yes, and that's exactly where we are now. I'm getting goosebumps because it's really important. We are in that now. That even, they are outside, so many in their envy, jealousy, whatever they are in their lower, being not confident, being not happy in their lives, and that's why they're doing it. So they're not like now terrible people all around the world, but they're doing that out of their lack, that you can now be the master, you can be now the guiding light, just knowing that. You don't need to do anything else. Just know that, and not to get disturbed that you then have less love within your heart. That's what we say, oneness consciousness. It's not an easy task at all, not at all. But what I really want to inspire you with this stream, that we are able to do it. So even if they're the most dearest who you feel that they really kind of backstab you, or just don't trust your love anymore, or that your light disturbs their shadows, that you're not starting any kind of blame game and pointing fingers and all of that, but you really are ready for this mastery. You are. Look how far we got. We are ready for this mastery. And that's why, beautiful souls, please stay within your hearts. Don't allow this kind of mind chatters and all these people and all these gossips and all these people who just are not happy in their life to distract, to lower your consciousness, to take away from your light, to take away from your faith in love, faith in the beautiful source within you, because that's the mastery. That's 2024 when I say it's a year of discernment, a year of sovereignty, a year of own truth. That's 2024, but it's not just given by the number of the year that this is now like that. You are the one who are asked to step up on your path of your own truth. So I really, really suggest you, it's still you're free, everyone has free will, but I suggest you to stop listening what everyone else has to tell you about your life, about your path, about your decisions, because they are not, maybe and probably not at all on your frequency of awakening of consciousness where you are. And again, like that, we are not putting them down. We've been there, but we already did the work and we already rise by frequency. And that's the point. That's the point, that we are now those guiding lights. So how can we be strong guiding lights if one time, one person which is near to us do something wrong, say something wrong, I don't know, push us away, ghost us, whatever, stop communication, or it doesn't matter what it is, and suddenly we are ready to fall out of our high, beautiful oneness love, then we are not strong yet. Then it only happens to strengthen us and to try again. Like when you fall from your, I don't know, from your bicycle, and then you try again and you try again till you really become strong in it. And that's the beautiful ascension, awakening path we are on. It's not something overnight. When you think that you're the most high on the top and shining already and saying, I'm already in 5D, I'm already new earth embodiment, then you will receive your next challenge. Because it's not about just to talk about. That's almost the last of everything. It's about really to feel it, to embody it, to strengthen it, and to stand behind it without anything that it can shake in it, yes? And I'm really, really a strong believer in love. I always been and always will be. But trust me, my path isn't as well not that easy, especially because more you're embodying that, more you trigger others. And your personality, your ego, will get the challenge, and you will think, oh my God, another one who just doesn't like me, or another one who talks behind my back, and so on. I can feel everything of it, right? But that's the point, because you're not here to compare it with your personality, but just to strengthen who you are. And you are as well in this body of high frequency, of divinity, of consciousness. Faster you're awake, more you carry the responsibility for those around you, that you are shining actually the light for them to wake up at their particular timing, right? So you can feel even very alone in those moments, because you don't have then anyone to say, hey, they've been mean to me now, they told untruth about me, and you're the only one who is in higher consciousness in this whole space, in this whole family, for example, in this whole friendship group. So what should you do then? You rely back on your core source, because you are not by chance where you are. Even this deceitful, crazy environments you're in, you're not by chance there. You're there because you were sent there by source, okay? And we can slowly really start to talk some proper talk, that you're more than just this human body, okay? That you truly are this beautiful divine being, cosmic being, galactic being, angelic being. All of this is vibrating through your core, through this body, into the space where you are right now. So this means not by chance you are in this country where you are, in this town where you are, in this family you are, in even this friend circles you are, not by chance, okay? And it's not easy to not fall and take your daggers out when you've been deceived. Trust me, I've been there. And we all have the powers to really hit back. We have it. But is this then really the solution? Or is the solution that you go behind your own human personal revenge and go into divine order? Because there is always, always higher powers bringing, we call it karma. But it's not just about karma. It's about really knowing that nothing and no one can really, really deceive you without you then thinking this was unfair, and I'm now here on this planet completely been taken, ripped apart, taken apart, whatever, and it was unfair and nobody helps you. No, it still is you. How are you then responding in this situation? When you go into this equal war, your frequency drops. And wouldn't be it a shame that you did now so much work the past few weeks, months, that you would rise from your beautiful, or fall from your beautiful risen frequency now back and get entangled, and then not being able to get out anymore, because it will then just get worse and worse. You can't prove no one who is, for example, a liar, that he lied, okay? Because he's more equipped with his tools than you are. So that we don't need to go into this kind of wars, emotional, mental, spiritual, all these games, communication, I don't know, hot, cold, this, that. All of this has nothing to do with your higher consciousness. You surely, beautifully, hardly worked for it to get there. So start now to cultivate it, and you do that you start to trust and believe only your inner source, and not anymore what those all others has to say, because they are in a lower consciousness state than you are, and they can only reply from that state to you. which means it would be a limited support, a limited opinion, and nothing they can see from your position. And that's the main point. So if you have now something very precious within your heart, let's say new ideas you want to plan for your new life, maybe that you stepped into divine union, so this means this relationship has nothing to do anymore with and I'm really sorry to say it like that, but with a normal 3D relationship, hi, we love each other, sexual, live, goodbye, and go. But this is something else. This is now higher consciousness, and you met through the soul, and you are feeding and learning through this level. So if you're asking now someone who has a normal relationship, I can't label it different, yes, from a 3D, let's call it like that, 3D relationship, they can only give you opinion, options, solutions from there. So this means it will not at all gift you the truth, the support you need from this position. And that's why, as well, beautiful one, they will rather maybe even be jealous or envy that, wow, what are you having? I want that. So tell me everything. And then maybe, again, because that's the topic of this consciousness stream, deceit you then and rather tell you something that you will not be able then to stay, for example, in that relationship. But even this is not the truth, because in this state, someone from this one can't destroy or influence it. But you know who it can? You here with your mind. So are you allowing to listening to these chatters, which are in a lower consciousness, and let you deceit yourself through opening up to those chatters from a lower consciousness state? That's the main message of this stream. So this means if you have, for example, again, even beautiful projects, you know, they would really, that it would blossom for the world, yeah? But because they maybe are your best friend and they're not successful in life or with money, it doesn't matter. Do you really think that they can suggest you something where you would thrive if they can't thrive? So be discerned and listen only to your higher guidance. That's the only truth within your heart. Nothing and no one else there knows it the best than source within you. And that's exactly of this ascension path, the process we're in. Are you still allowing mind to rule your pathway? Because mind is open to any and everyone's opinion and will change your feelings and will change your destiny. Or are you now starting to cultivate, to really cultivate and stabilize your heart truth and more rely that source and divine order knows your path and knows what is right for you and knows where to go, and that you only ask there your questions and not there, and especially not with people who are not in your higher consciousness state, because none of them are really knowing the answer, because you should always look where they are. If you know that they are not happy, that they don't have, I don't know, what you already have, or that they seek, or they're, have broken relationships, or been this and that and not good in it, all this should be indicators for your higher consciousness. Why would you ask those people for their opinions, for their support, for their help? You can be still friends with them, of course. We're not excluding no one and being here now spiritual arrogant, not at all. But you need to be discerned and clear for your own pathway. Otherwise, don't be surprised if you would get, let's say, deceived, lied at, yes? because there are many, I apologize, I love snakes, but many snakes out there who hardly wait to put something on your pathway to not allow you to come to your beautiful, most fulfilled life. Because they're broken within them. They're not bad people, but they don't know how to get there. And only those who are more awoke, you can shine, and then maybe they can see how it is possible to get there too. That's why we, and I really confidently say that, we who are already a bit more awoke, a bit more embracing this divinity, this trust, this faith within our hearts, that we are cultivating to not get knocked off because everyone is telling something against our path now, or against our ideas, or against our divine union, or against anything and everything what you're choosing. You have to be here more the grown-up, the spiritual, more awoken and strong one. That even you can look in their face and you see they're lying, that you still keep that peace. Because you know that once upon a time, also you didn't know. And also you were maybe searching or lost and so on. To stop judgment, but not to be blind. That's 2024, all right? And for that as well, I opened now a beautiful, I would say now really master class, because we are already getting there, because it's a new earth mentorship. I'm opening with I think it's the 3rd February. And in this kind of container, we're gonna meet and actually really strengthen where we are already at with our consciousness. So this means the new world won't just be there outside and everyone will just step in and we live a new world. We are those ones, yeah, who need to actually feed it, cultivate, plant it, keep the higher vibration, have the clear thoughts and so on. And that for this mentorship is really a beautiful space and a safe space. So you're of course very much invited if you feel that you would like just along this ascension path, along this year or even longer, let's see how it goes, have the support and receive inputs where we equally can exchange, because then you have people in your same frequency range, because they then can really understand you, right? They can then really feel into it what you know or what you experience, rather than maybe, I don't know, your father, mother, previous best friend who are maybe still in a lower frequency of their consciousness. And again, when I say lower, it's never pointing finger. We all been there, it's just they didn't do that kind of work yet. Everything is open and nothing is too late to start. But the work is always to meet your shadows, meet your fears, meet your doubts, meet your old wounds, and then really give it back to source to transform that, right? Because we are not here binded by these shackles that we can't rise with our beautiful, beautiful wings and just go up into a new, more harmonious experience. It's not a fantasy. It's as proper and it's real as much as the rain is right now raining, as much as this mentorship is opening for you, because it's really a new earth schooling, teaching. We need new information, new inputs. And the same when we say we have an old computer, it's just working as far as fast it can there, but it doesn't have all this opening new skills and new possibilities to more advanced work with the computer, right? And that's exactly here the same with this new earth mentorship container, but as well with what I'm sharing right now. The discernment is calling us all who already feel the new consciousness, right? Some are feeling it, some are now tapping in, some are more embodying it already, but all are really called, are you trusting your heart, which is source, which is divine order, or you're trusting everyone out there who are telling you what you have to do, where to go, what to choose, what better not to choose, and even and probably that they are then even not telling you that from their healthy state or from their past experiences being themselves, I don't know, betrayed, and that's why they're giving you the same idea, even they don't know at all your whole story. They don't know even with who are you dealing. And again, I want to even tap into when you are in beautiful divine unions, right? And unions, it's not just that I'm saying now twin flames or soulmates, etc. It's just a higher consciousness meeting soul to soul, which is not just then physically 3D versions of relationships, okay? They can't understand, and everyone will say, oh, let this go because, you know, it's too hard work, or you are 2,000 kilometers far away, so this won't work, etc. Of course they will tell you this information because they can only compare it with a 3D relationship. And that's why don't expose your deepest sacred spaces, your divinity, your connections, your seeds, what you're planning, especially not with those who are not really understanding it. And not only to say it now in a fearful way, but rather to say it to protect it, to not be in any kind of way deceived and so on, yeah, or taking away or trying to delay it or whatever, because this can happen. And again, I had experiences like that you shared out of joy just to your best friend, this and this is happening, and I don't know, a month later finding out that they were taking this information, twisted it, told it to some other person to put a wedge between me and them, and you're just in shock, right? Because you think, oh, why aren't they so happy as I was for me, right? For what is happening. Because they're in a different consciousness state. Because when you're in a higher one, you don't have mean thoughts towards someone else, or you don't want to wish them the best. But when they're in a lower, they will think that you are the same like they are. So this means they will even think, oh, now as I deceived them, they surely are as well, and they're a bad person, and so on. But beautiful ones, that's just 3D games so much. And I'm just happy to be today here on this stream, because so much being exposed that I'm just in awe and just watching, but I'm watching in silence, because it's not my job to clean up, but it's my job to hold the space, the divine order through me, through each of your hearts, by bringing in higher consciousness, is cleaning up. Yes, so this means you don't go into fights with none of your family parts, friend parts, cycles, circles, and so on. You allow it really to unfold, because divine order has its eye on everything. It's beyond everything. And that's why never really lose the faith, never really lose that hope, that when you feel that something was done not right to you, yeah, like injustice, that you just know deep in your heart there is always coming divine justice, always. All right? And it was there for you as well, for a meaning, for a purpose, for a learning, for a growth. But that's all you need to know. So work with your side and let this other side be receiving through the divine order what they need to receive. And not talking here as revenge, but as their way of awakening. If it's a hard one or a soft one or whatever it is, that's not in our section then anymore, right? Whew. So I hope that this helped, but I feel that there's some quotes want to come through, because again, as I explained at the beginning, of this stream with the story of Yeshua, and had the experience with this treason, when as well he trusted, or of course as a master he knew in advance, but still to say that the dearest, closest betray him, but that he didn't close the heart towards love at all, okay? And that's as well what will be now pretty hard on us when you go into higher consciousness and already chosen to work on many of your shadows, that you just will see and experience and witness how many who might not be still there might look like they would suddenly be, let's say, I don't know, like betrayers or something like that, or cheaters, or I don't know what. But just remember that moment, that they are just not fully equipped yet to go through that, but we're all gonna meet, all of us, we're gonna meet in the oneness love again, okay? So give them their space to just clear what they need to clear, and really focus on you, on your growth, because this is the highest purpose you can do, to keep your beautiful spaces inside, outside, safe, sane, and really high vibrational. So choose every moment, even if anger arises, choose, no, I'm giving it to source, I'm giving it to the light, and I'm choosing peace, I'm choosing the love, because like that I'm really giving the highest beautiful contribution for the new earth embodiment, okay? Right, so let's bring that quotes in, so whoever wish to receive, because yes, I feel it's actually Yeshua. So yes, it is Christ consciousness. Ooh, Christ consciousness. And if you want to receive now this light quotes, just open your heart and receive. Teshnare a shorua kanaherea sakunturuata ena ari aku haratneata hanua senkinia ro shawa sariatanakia sak inturura reatana ekua sana ena heriatana kora kahariata e koratanana entiasha kontu urara kiantareata kenakua hare e sanua lalahena tanua se kiantana e kuruanta tata era kora tara nakiata a san uahariata na heti uru arariata na ketana enturu tunuta na kia shatanta ea shanitara kunutara kia sahare enata e teniata ora kena eniata shata ana arikina sa arkura rana tekianta sana aya ana arkunua tanakea tanana ea tana orua sanakia ana sara anata sananda kumara ea shakwanata se uru tanakea. May peace and love prevail within your hearts. Ooh. Thank you, beautiful ones. That's beautiful. Thank you for watching, for tuning in, for receiving, and for carrying on and choosing on love and peace, as only this will truly connect us, unite us back in this oneness. That's all. What is truly your work, your choice, and to really beautifully follow the voice of your heart, because there is never, ever any kind of deceit and lie possible. Remember that. So trust rather your inner guidance, your inner heart voice, than the voice of all those others around you. Much love to all of you. Bye.